Hi, I'm Amy of UCA. I work for Worthing Church's Homeless Projects. I'm a social media community fundraiser, so I work here in the community, but I also do some of our promotion online as well. I have been working at this organisation for a year and a half now.
Okay, and do you enjoy it?
I love it. So the charity was founded in 1991. A group of Christians got together and they were concerned about the level of homelessness in the town and started taking out blankets and hot food to the rough sleepers who were sleeping under the pier. But they soon realised that that wasn't really a sustainable solution to ending homelessness in the area, so the charity was founded. And now we've sort of grown, not just in Worthing, but we work in Littlehampton, Shoreham, Horsham and soon to be at East Grinstead. So. We have a variety of services, but I think what's so unique about our services is that we can see a client come into our services from rough sleeping and we'd stay with them all the way until independent living, which is quite unique. Not all homeless charities do that. So clients can come into our day centre if they're rough sleeping, and that's open 6 days a week, and they can come in the morning, and the aim is to meet their physical and mental well-being needs.
Yeah, every time I've gone to London you wouldn't expect that number to be so high, like considering how many people there are in London. And does the general public do much to help the charity?
An enormous amount. We would not be where we are today without the support of the community. We have a £2.4 million turnover, and we don't receive regular funding from the government, so a lot of our funding really relies on the community. But not only that, we have just coming on to 300 volunteers.
It really shocked me how the average age of homeless people is around 47, because like my parents are both 50, and to think that it's still not that old, so the fact that to be around my parents' age and that's the average age is just sad and a bit worrying in a way.
Well, it's sort of changing. We used to see that the majority of our clients were single men in their sort of 40s and 50s. But we're starting to see the age group get younger. We're seeing more people under the age of 25, but we're also seeing more women. We used to have 15% women in our services, and now we're seeing that we've got 25%, so the demographic is really changing. In the UK, the most common reason for becoming homeless is now the end of a short-term tenancy. In our services, the main reason still remains the relationship breakdown, but we're seeing with the housing crisis that that's really shifting.
I didn't realise that was that big of an issue with homelessness in our country. I thought it was just like other countries and stuff. I didn't realise it was such a big problem here.
Do you think that the homeless people get much help from like the government, and if so, how?
I think they do, where local government is able to help. However, we've obviously seen massive cuts to our public services, so the council and other services and other agencies are really limited in the amount that they can do. You know, from our perspective in our charity, we mainly work with single homeless individuals, and they're probably given the least support out of anyone making a homeless application.
Okay, so on average, homeless people die at just 47 years old. I think that's pretty shocking because the life expectancy for any normal person is 70, 80, even higher, and to see that life expectancy almost be cut in half because of where you're living is heartbreaking.
I think that definitely local government and local agencies really do want to do more to help, but without the funding they are very much limited in what they can do.
So I didn't expect the Brighton one because I go to Brighton quite a lot, so like walking around I do see a lot of homeless people, but you never really think about it because you don't really add it up. So now seeing a number kind of makes me realise how bad the situation actually is.
Do you think people are aware of the sorts of reasons that people become homeless?
Increasingly, I think they are. I think we've even seen in our work over the past few years there has been a massive shift in ideas about homelessness. A lot of our work used to be quite plagued by stereotypes about homelessness, that it was so interlinked with addiction, but people are a lot more sympathetic and empathetic now.
4,000 people in Brighton and Hove, that's quite a lot, because like when you walk in the streets, like you only see one or two like throughout the whole day, but to see 4,000 as a stat is quite surprising.
There are so many organisations that help homeless people. Locally, obviously we work in West Sussex, there's So Pillow who also work in West Sussex. In Brighton you've got loads of organisations that are there to help. But I guess the big ones nationally are Shelter, Crisis and St Mungo's.
Yeah.
I didn't realise there were so many people sleeping rough in Brighton.
There's an idea that homelessness just means rough sleeping, whereas actually homelessness is so much more than that. That is very much the visible side of homelessness. 60% of people who are homeless are not rough sleeping, so they're either sofa surfing, they're in inappropriate accommodation, they're in temporary accommodation. But also we see stereotypes about addiction and mental health issues with the rough sleepers. And I think those issues are a lot less prevalent in our clients than people realise. It's just perhaps that people with substance misuse issues or mental health issues are a lot more visible in the community than those who don't have those issues, who perhaps are hiding and trying to be very discreet for fear of violence. We say that we help about, it's hard to tell because we help people in such a variety of ways, but we usually say we help about 1,100 people each year, but to be honest it's probably significantly more than that now. At the moment in Worthing we have about 35 rough sleepers using our day centre of any one day, so that kind of gives you a vague idea. This project is it's been gifted to us for 5 years, free of charge by Roffey Homes. So it is a short-term project at the moment, but we hope to make it long-term.
Do you think if it's successful, they are likely to give you another one?
I don't know. Those decisions aren't made through me.
Yeah.
Maybe the Downs, under the pier, or in the sort of the shelters along the seafront. But in the winter, I think a lot of our rough sleepers will find spots to sleep in just because the weather is so harsh and dangerous. thing that our clients say is that often what hurts them most is not being acknowledged, that people can walk past them. And I think when you, we're all guilty of this, but I think when you see a rough sleeper, you kind of have a guilt about your own privilege and your own circumstances. So you don't really want to acknowledge that person, perhaps you're a little bit frightened, but actually that can make people who are rough sleeping feel very isolated, feel like they're not part of the community, they sort of feel invisible. So we would always encourage anyone, if you walk past a rough sleeper, smile, say good morning, treat that person like a human being. Just last week we got planning permission from the council for a new 38-bed emergency accommodation project in Worthing. We were gifted an old NHS building by Rothy Homes and we're given some money by the council as well. This project will really transform sort of our services in Worthing. We are very concerned about the increase in homelessness, especially with the rollout of universal credit later in this year. We're really hoping that the areas and the individuals that we haven't been able to help yet, perhaps those with severe mental health issues or couples, women, we're hoping that we can really engage with them better by offering this emergency accommodation. So, we're really looking for support with that from the community.